I wasted thousands of dollars on Benchmade knives. And the one I kept carrying wasn't the most expensive. It wasn't even close. After weeks of testing, carrying, and comparing Benchmade's most popular knives, one model kept finding its way back into my pocket. And honestly, I didn't expect it. Let's start with the knife that completely changed my mind. Top 1. Benchmade Bug Out. The knife most people should actually buy. If I could only keep one Benchmade, this would be it. The Bug Out has become one of the most iconic EDC knives ever made. But here's what's interesting. On paper, it doesn't look special. A 3.24-inch drop point blade. 7.46 inches overall. Only 1.85 ounces. Nothing there screams revolutionary. But that's exactly why the Bug Out succeeds. It wasn't designed to impress knife collectors. It was designed to become part of your daily routine. The reviewer behind this test admitted something fascinating. While evaluating multiple Benchmade models, he constantly found himself reaching for the Bug Out. Not because he had to, because he wanted to. That's when he realized the Bug Out wasn't winning because of specs. It was winning because it became a habit. And that's something most knife companies can't engineer. The Bug Out disappears into gym shorts, disappears into jeans, disappears into office attire. Yet it's always there when you need it. Opening boxes, cutting rope, repairing gear, general daily tasks. It simply works. One fisheries biologist reportedly carried a Bug Out daily for over 2 years while performing boat repairs, electrical work, and equipment maintenance. That's not marketing. That's real-world trust. Is it perfect? The premium versions get expensive fast. But if your goal is finding the Benchmade that offers the best balance of carry comfort, cutting ability, versatility, and practicality, the Bug Out remains incredibly difficult to beat. For most people, this is still the Benchmade I'd recommend first. Top 2. Benchmade Narrows. The ultimate premium carry experience. The Narrows is one of those knives that sounds impressive on paper. Titanium handles, ultra-thin construction, premium engineering. But none of that is what surprised me. What surprised me was how often I checked my pocket. Not because the knife fell out, because I genuinely couldn't feel it. That's the Narrows experience. Most lightweight knives achieve low weight by becoming smaller. The Narrows doesn't. You still get a full-size 3.43-inch blade. You still get premium materials. You still get a serious cutting tool. Yet it occupies almost no space in your pocket. That's why this knife exists. Not for casual buyers. Not for first-time Benchmade owners. It's for enthusiasts who already know exactly what they want. Maximum capability. Minimum pocket footprint. The downside? Price. For most people, the Bug Out is the smarter purchase. But if carry comfort is your obsession, the Narrows might be the most impressive Benchmade ever built. Top 3. Benchmade Tagged Out. The Outdoorsman's Bug Out. Here's the problem with most hunting knives. They're fantastic during hunting season. And then they spend the next 11 months sitting in a safe. The Tagged Out is different. People actually carry it. That's what makes it special. The reviewer used it during deer season, duck season, turkey season, camp trips, and everyday life. Most knives are either hunting knives or EDC knives. The Tagged Out lives somewhere in between. The 3.5-inch clip point blade offers plenty of cutting performance, yet the knife weighs only 2.1 ounces. That's remarkable, and it translates directly into comfort. Most people don't want 10 knives. They want one knife that adapts. One knife that can move from a trail to a campsite to daily life without feeling out of place. That's exactly what the Tagged Out delivers. It's one of the most versatile Benchmades ever made, and that's why it earns this spot. Now here's where things get really interesting. Coming up, the automatic knife that weighs less than many folders, the hunting knife that survived a 7-day elk hunt, and the Benchmade that completely changed how one hunter processes game. These next knives aren't for everybody, but for the right person, they might be perfect. Top 4. Benchmade Shootout. The automatic knife that actually makes sense. Most OTF knives feel like toys. The Shootout feels like equipment. That's the difference. Benchmade didn't build this knife for collectors. They built it for people who may actually need rapid deployment. The first surprise? Weight. At only 2.8 ounces, it's dramatically lighter than most OTF knives. In fact, it carries more like a Bug Out than a traditional automatic. The 3.51-inch Tanto blade deploys quickly and consistently. But what impressed the reviewer most wasn't the speed. It was the engineering. If the blade encounters resistance during deployment, it automatically disconnects from the mechanism rather than forcing forward. That's smart. That's confidence-inspiring. Is it for everyone? Some people will always prefer a traditional folder. But if you've ever wondered whether an OTF can function as a legitimate everyday carry knife, the Shootout proves that it can. Top 5. Benchmade Raghorn. The best hunting knife I've ever carried. Those aren't my words. That's how the reviewer described the Raghorn. And after hearing the story, it's easy to understand why. This knife was carried during a 7-day elk hunt, then a 5-day mule deer hunt, then used to process those animals afterward. That's real field testing. The Raghorn features a 4-inch drop point blade and weighs only 3.56 ounces. Every ounce matters when you're deep in the backcountry. The thumb groove improves control, the bright orange finish improves visibility, and the overall design prioritizes practical performance over marketing. The knife arrived razor sharp, maintained its edge, and performed exactly when it needed to. When a tool proves itself under those conditions, people remember it. That's exactly what happened here. Top 6. Benchmade Meat Crafter. The knife that makes processing game easier. Every experienced hunter knows something. The hunt isn't over when the animal hits the ground. That's when the real work starts. And that's why the Meat Crafter exists. This isn't a knife designed to help you harvest game. It's designed to help you maximize everything that comes afterward. The first thing the reviewer noticed wasn't the blade length. It was how easily the knife moved around bone and connective tissue. The flexibility, the control, the efficiency, all of it works together to make processing dramatically easier. The 6.08-inch trailing point blade allows long, clean slicing cuts, reducing waste, saving time, and improving results. When you're processing hundreds of pounds of meat, those small advantages matter a lot. That's why serious hunters love knives like this. Not because they're flashy, because they work. After carrying all of these knives, one thing became obvious. The best Benchmade isn't the most expensive one, and it isn't the most premium one either. It's the knife you actually carry. That's why the bug out stays at number one. Not because it's perfect, because it consistently earns pocket time. And that's what matters. Every single day. Now here's my hot take. If you own a bug out and a tagged out, you probably don't need another Benchmade. But I know a lot of you are going to disagree with that. So tell me, if you could only keep one Benchmade for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you're into knives, tactical gear, real-world testing, and no BS EDC content, subscribe to EDC Pro channel. Because good gear isn't about hype, it's about utility. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.